Hi, it's Terry from Danu's Irish Herb Garden. The last couple of days have been very wet and misty and damp, and today's been wonderful so far, so I'm hoping a lot of things I wanted to harvest are dry enough. And I just want to show you around how the garden is progressing after some of the work we did earlier on. I have come here to collect some rowan berries, but every berry has been eaten by the looks of it, by the birds, so I'll have to forget this tree anyway. I know I have one other tree that still has berries on, and I'll have a look around to see if there are any others. But as I say, it's a dry day, so I'm just having a quick look around. I can see some meadowsweet over there, and there's a little bit here. So I'm just going to harvest some meadowsweet. It's a great pain reliever, and it's very good for digestive issues. So I'd like to get a good bit of this in. It flowers June to September. There's actually loads of it up the road, but I'll have to drive up to that because it's a good way up the road. So we are approaching August. 1st of August in Ireland is Lunasa, and Lunasa is harvest time. Traditionally, it would have been the grain harvest, but it can be anything. So, you know, we've got all the fruits and flowers ripe for harvest, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to get this little bit that's here. So the meadowsweet is you harvest the aerial parts. So I'll be using the flowers and the leaves. I'll just pop that in there, and I have more around this hedge. Look at that lovely purple loosestrife. Oh, there's rowan berries on this tree, so I may get some of those. So I've got my meadowsweet, and I'm taking some red clover too. It's very good for women to help balance hormones because it's quite full of plant estrogens, phytoestrogens. So when you get to a certain age and perhaps you're trying to say go through the menopause easily, or if you're suffering from PMT, the red clover is very good at stopping those xenoestrogens from attaching and giving you all the problems associated with women's cycles. And red clover is also great for children with coughs, and it's also great for skin conditions, so you can't lose. Some of these flowers are a bit past it now, but I've got a few to add to others that I've already harvested. I'll take a few roses, I think, because, you know, there's plenty here that I can comfortably take a few for the house. Try to take some that are not. I like to put them, you know, in little vases dotted around, especially in the bedroom and in the bathroom and on the kitchen table. Anywhere really. And I do have oh, there's a nice piece. These little wild roses come in big clusters. They're not like ordinary domesticated roses where you might get one flower. I'll go now and show you the Hugelkultur. Oh, look at the roses there. They're just climbing over the willow arches. So hopefully next year they'll be even further over. Looks lovely. So look, these are our lasagna beds. As you can see, the kale is doing really well. Lettuce, I've had to cut the tops off that because it went into flower so quickly. And the chard is doing very well. There's some coriander in there, there's some dill, there's calendula, and this bed as well, lots of kale for winter. So we can have it, I mean, kale is fantastic. You can do so much with it. You can have it in your salads, you can boil it, you can put it into stir fries, you can make crisps, you can juice it. So we've got a lovely supply of kale. And of course, if you cut the leaves, they just keep coming. That'll keep going probably till next April. So I think that's pretty good, because these beds were only made back in the springtime. And if you're interested in learning how to do lasagna beds, I did put a film up, I don't know, when was it, back in April or May sometime. So you can see from this one, you can see the layers of the cardboard and the organic material and some compost on top, and the plants put their roots down into all that organic material, the seaweed, the dung, kitchen waste, whatever else you have, and they're doing really well. And look at these Hugelkulturs over here. So this Hugelkultur bed, or Hugel, I made this around the same time as the lasagna beds. And it's basically a strimmed mound, and I threw on lots of wood that was lying around, you know, decaying wood, old wood, big logs. And I actually threw a bit of soil in the back, and I planted a few little shrubs there, and they're doing really well and coming along lovely. And now we've covered this all with earth, so we can plant into it anywhere. And as the wood decays, it generates heat, it releases all kinds of nutrients, and plants do really well. So I'll be putting in maybe some more shrubs or herbs in there. This one we've done as well. We've just finished this one. And that's going to rest and settle. And then in the autumn, I'll be putting in bare-rooted fruit plants. So I'll be putting in some black currants, red currants, raspberries, and, you know, herbs and a few other bits and pieces just to fill the whole space, because there are so many logs in there that are going to be rotting and creating that heat, so that plants will just thrive. They'll just thrive with all this slow release of nutrients for the next few years, until it's all the wood inside is broken down. It's a fantastic way to reuse any old logs and wood or timber that you can't chip. We don't have a chipper, so it's handy to put it in there. And obviously it's wood that is safe to put into a food bed, because it's not a place to put your painted or varnished or chemically treated wood, because your plants are going to draw all that into themselves and then you'll eat them. So this is all just natural wood that we've used around the garden in various projects, and that is no longer useful. So I'm very excited to see what that will be like come in about 8 to 9 months' time, when all the fruit will be ready, will be coming up ready for harvest again. So maybe this time next year. I'm just taking some of these nettles because they're in flower, about to go to seed. So I want the seeds, you see. So I'm going to put those in a bag upside down, and when they dry, the seeds will fall. My basket's full, so I think I'll go in, because I don't want to take any more, because I won't be able to process it and it'll just be wasted. So this is enough work for one day to get everything put away properly so that it'll be useful. So if you enjoyed this, please subscribe, have a look at the website, look at all the other films in case there's anything that might be of interest to you. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Come on, Jazz. Come on, Brock. Hey.